Hi class, we'll touch important points today. I'll start first with an electrostatic question where what will be given to you is find the value of E1 dot E2 multiplied with dV. They do ask a question of the kind that there are two spheres and they individually produce field E1, E2, mark it as 1, this is 2 respectively, they produce field at this point. What they ask in this is find the value of half epsilon naught E1 dot E2 all into dV. Now we have to understand what this equation is all about. First and foremost, if I am to find something related to this equation, we need to get the genesis of this equation, where from it stems. Here the field is E1, E2 owing to two arrangements, two spheres. Let me ask you about total field over there, which you will certainly mark E1 plus E2. Then we'll ask you what about energy, total energy. We are aware of total energy can be marked as energy per unit volume half epsilon naught E square into dV per unit volume into dV integrated will get me total energy. Following this rule over here, I will do no exception, half epsilon naught mod of this quantity whole square, exact from there, replication, integrate. This gets me half epsilon naught, a bracket open. First part will be E1 square. Second can be marked twice of E1 dot E2. Check class. See, I'll write that down for you in a more amicable manner. Allow me. This is half epsilon. What you do is, you mark it as E1 plus E2 and take a dot with E1 plus E2. Just use the vector equation. Whole into D. This is what we have. Right. When I have to multiply this, now what I do is I go for multiplication. So E1 dot E1, E2 dot E2, and E2 dot E2. We are getting over here three parameters. I'll write them down for you. Half epsilon naught bracket open. First one is going to be E1 square. Then we'll get E1 dot E2. Next we add all E2 dot E1, A dot B, B dot E, there's it, plus E2 square. Look at the three factors. First one is half epsilon naught E1 square. This is when integrated over volume of the sphere 1 to get me self energy. Similarly, half epsilon naught E2 square will get me self energy of the second one. Now, what is this factor? Which reads half epsilon naught E1 dot E2. Now, of the self energy, if you remove from total energy, offers the self energy, whatever is left there will be called interaction energy. So, interaction energy is to read half epsilon naught E1 dot E2 into dV. And this is exactly what they have asked. This is exactly what they have asked. Certain cases we can calculate, for instance, the spheres are kept remote to each other. You can write E1, E2 assuming that it will be behaving a point and not affecting the other arrangement. If it is asked in general case, wherein two spheres are placed close to each other, we will not be able to get this. It will depend on the order. Which one is charged first? What is happening to the charges? They will ask you, in more cases than one, when spheres are remotely placed, very far, they are removed from each other. In that case, for one I can get E1 over here, for the other I can get E2 over there, and can go for the integration of the term, which is to get the interaction energy. This was one part I wanted to deal with, and the other part, which is to be dealt in the classes. You will apply yourself, we will apply ourselves with the concept of significant number. Very important this. And few points I will take into consideration on significant number. Those points are, I think this is started lagging or it's okay. Okay, start lagging, so I'll come on significant number in a while. Thank you.